Hey guys, welcome back to another raw impromptu video. And in this video, I want to talk about 4 things that you can do to level up your recruiting game. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Preston. I run my own recruitment business. Been doing so for almost a decade. We're working with some of the most well-known brands and companies across the country. If you're looking for your next dream job, you're looking to hire your next dream team, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help you. But without further ado, if you're excited, get started in this video. Feel free to support a fellow recruiter. Give us a like, subscribe, click that bell, or even cop yourself some really cool merch to help attract clients and candidates to your business. Really mean a lot. Let's get started. So the first thing that comes to mind is people are just too emotional with the swings of recruiting. So with recruiting, like any career or any business out there, the highs of recruiting, especially the external staffing side, are really high, and the lows are really low. Amplified, especially if you're working for yourself, where we don't have a stable salary, you only eat what you kill, and we're living completely off of a commission-based lifestyle. Very stressful and not for everybody. Now, it's super easy to just go crazy when things are going your way, offers, final rounds, and then get super depressed, right? When things don't go your way. The thing is, with recruiting, it happens very quickly, and it's very unpredictable. On one hand, you can have someone who you think is a rock star that's going through the interview process, and mentally you're like, this person's gonna get the job. They're gonna get the job. They make it through the first round, the second round, third round, fourth round. They make it to the final, and then all of a sudden, they decide that they want to withdraw. Or all of a sudden, they just ghost you. Or all of a sudden, maybe a lowball offer comes, you can't negotiate, and the candidate's not willing to come up, and now you lost the deal. And then your emotions is tightly correlated with everything happening on your desk. While I'm a huge support of really living in the moment, being present, and enjoying the journey, don't be so close to it. Because like if things are working really well and you're on fire, that's great. But then when things go the exact 180 direction, then you'll snap back and experience severe anxiety, stress, and depression. So you want to try your best to be as level and stable as much as you can. Still celebrate the wins, still learn from the losses, but not go too up and down, because going through up and down, a couple cycles of that, but then compound that over a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you're just going to age really quickly, or it's just not going to be good for you. You'll just end up burning out. So the biggest thing I see what people starting out or doing business is, especially if they haven't been in business for a long time, is the first ones, they go crazy, right? And then the first losses, they get so mad, they flip the table, and then they cry or whatever. But over the time, you kind of get used to it, and you don't want to take it from me and learn the hard way and let time be the teacher. Try to listen to this one advice and just be level-headed, be stable, be consistent, and honestly, that will help you prepare yourself more of a foundation for success long-term.
Did you just start your own recruitment agency and are struggling getting your own clients? Are you thinking about starting your own agency but afraid to make the jump? Do you have your own clients but you're struggling to find the perfect candidates fast? Do you have a full-time job and want to do recruitment part-time to make more money on the side and have no idea how to? If you answered yes to any of these questions, please consider joining our private community. It is a trust-based community where recruiters around the world can support, collaborate, and work together on placements all around the year consistently. In this community, you will directly have access to the real open jobs of my team and of our members, and you will also have the chance to access trainings, events, giveaways, and much more. If you are part of this community, I communicate and work with you as if you were on my own team, and I'll do whatever I can to do a placement together with your client or candidate. So if you're struggling to get your own clients or candidates and you want a way you can make sure you can be busy all year round by having access to many more open roles, then this is something you need to look into. This is open to people around the world and is open for recruiters in every industry and experience levels, as we will always have a good number of variety of open jobs across sectors, markets, and industries. I'm really happy to say that within the first 30 days, we have already have a new member with minimal recruiting experience do his first placement that had a total fee of almost $30,000 US, and we are working hard to do many more this year. If you are interested and excited, there are only a limited number of spots open, so make sure you sign up quick at patreon.com/recruiterpreston. If you have any questions, please reach out to me on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Discord. We can set up a time to chat. See you on the other side.
Now, the second thing that I see that a lot of people do is they're like, hey, I got a position, I did a couple hours of searching, done. I got one candidate, I submit him, I'm done. Now I just wait with my cocktail, glass of wine or beer in hand and wait for the money to come in. Or they get a position and they try for like a day, they're not getting any responses, and they're like, there's nothing else for me to do. There's no more other candidates. And that to me like always makes me chuckle, because in recruiting, there's always something you could do. On the client side, there's always more companies that you can find and reach out to. On the candidate side, there's always more candidates that you can find. A lot of times with most of our positions today, they are local. They're also open to remote, right? So for the local ones, you can really stay targeted around or in the target cities. You can target neighboring towns and cities in that same state. You can target the entire state, or you can even target surrounding states and see if people are willing to move, or you can even target people around the country who are willing to move and reload there. So like there's always things that you can do. Now, what if that you found a position that they want someone locally, but they're not open to reload? And even if the candidate was willing to reload themselves from another state, the company doesn't want to do that, fine. Well, let's say that you're using LinkedIn and you went through everyone on LinkedIn. You can be like, you know what? I went through everyone on LinkedIn, my job's done, there's nothing else I can do, and I can just kind of go fishing, go golfing, and just, relax. Or complain that your desk and business is not going anywhere because you tried everything and nothing's happening. Well, what about other tools like Indeed? What about more creative out-of-the-box solutions like go to networking events, go to meetup groups, be creative to find different solutions to meet people. It's not just all online, it's not just all through LinkedIn. Recruiting is a business where we get paid to find the right people, and there's so many places you can find pockets of people based on their skill set, based on location, based on interests. And be creative, be resourceful. There's always something to do. So like when I see someone, they're either celebrating saying, hey, I found one candidate, I'm done, there's nothing more I can do, or they're complaining, I can't find anyone, or I've tried everything. Either way, I chuckle because I'm like, I'm sitting here and be like, you know what, for me, I don't want to just find one rockstar candidate, I want to find 2 to 4 so that if a placement happens, the numbers game is in my favor, the placement will be coming to me, right? I will always keep my head down and keep at it, that I feel that the pipeline is a place to be where I can focus on other roles. So if you are experiencing struggle or you're thinking that, you've done everything, I challenge you. Have you really done everything? Have you used all the tools? Have you maybe looked outside the target areas? Have you searched, taken consideration other offline methods or channels, which you haven't? All of this makes a really well-rounded recruiter. And it's up to us to always try new things, think outside the box, and always, always, always keep on going. The state of your desk is a reflection of the health of your business. If your desk is moving, then your business is great. It's active. Things are happening. If your business is stale, your business is stagnating, possibly declining. You do not want to be in the latter situation. So always be consistent, have a work ethic, and keep at it. Now, the third thing that I also see a lot is people are like, you know what, Preston, I've done it all. I've done it all perfectly. I found the client, I picked up a role, I know where to find the candidates, I talk to the candidates, I pitch the candidates, I find good candidates, and then I submit them, and I'm not getting any single offer. So when I hear this, first of all, it's very rare that someone's doing everything perfect, including myself. There's always ways that we can optimize, learn, or improve, right? Different parts of the journey. Assuming that you're doing all the things correctly, then even putting in that work ethic, then I kind of want to understand, okay, so like how fast or how slow are you going? And while work ethic is really, really important and everyone talks about it, business and entrepreneurship, but just even a successful career, in recruiting external, you have to go fast. So if you are putting in all that work, right, and it takes you 7 days to find one great candidate, but then you're competing against someone literally sitting next to you who was able to find that candidate in 2 days, who do you think is going to get the job? Clearly, the guy who done it in 2 days. There's another guy who found that same candidate in 1 day. Who do you think will get the job? So in external staffing side, it's even more competitive because we're not only competing against possibly other talent acquisition internal teams, but also other agencies. It's honestly the wild, wild west. You eat what you kill. So it's not about just finding the right person. It's can you find the right person and do it quickly and beat everyone else. The faster you find them, the faster you qualify, the faster you qualify, the faster you can submit, the faster you can submit, faster you can interview, faster you can interview, higher the chances of getting an offer. So speed is absolutely everything. Speed is absolutely king. You want to back that up with work ethic, and then you want to back that up with consistency and just compound those over time. So if you think that you're doing really well, you're working really, really hard, then it could honestly just be like your speed. Are you working fast enough, right? Are you finding the right person fast enough? Are you scheduling interviews fast enough? Are you extending offers fast enough? Are you reaching out to more people fast enough? On that note, if it takes you a day to get through 50 people, but then it takes a person next to you maybe a couple hours to get through 50 people, and maybe in that same day they can get through 100, 150 people across one role or multiple roles, who do you think will produce more on their desk? In recruiting and staffing, it's really, really important to be hyper optimized and be aggressive and move fast, not just have time wasted or going slow. Every minute, every second has to count in external because nothing is guaranteed. I repeat, nothing is guaranteed. Just because you have a candidate doesn't mean you'll get the job. Just because you get a verbal offer that has been accepted doesn't mean it's actually going to turn into a check in your pocket. Just because because a signed offer has been executed and returned back to the company doesn't mean that a check will be returned to your pocket. You take nothing for granted. You can honestly only control what you can, which is consistency, work ethic, and team, and that's really it. So I challenge you that if you're auditing your desk, what's helping it be busy? If it's not busy, what could be a couple variables that could lead to just a stagnation or just inactivity on your desk? The work ethic, is it the volume, is it the output, is it your targeting? But in this specific example, I want to talk about speed. It's important to do things, but also do it quickly. The last thing I do want to share is something I touched upon before, is all about being resourceful, thinking outside the box. I know that when you're in recruiting, it's very easy just to be really focused and married to one platform like LinkedIn. And you're like, hey, if I get through LinkedIn, there's no other way for me to find anyone else because LinkedIn is the biggest social networking platform out there. If they're not here, they're not anywhere else. That's totally valid, but it's untrue because there's many people that are not on LinkedIn that intentionally are not trying to be on LinkedIn. And it's our job to be fluid, to be creative and find them, whether it's Google Boolean searches, but also where else can you find people? Meetups, networking events, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, forums, anything that kind of makes sense. You want to go after those and try to produce some sort of ROI. And if you're able to find something that works, that is against like the mainstream Indeed and LinkedIn, you might have an immediate edge there in your specific market for that role. So it's really important for you to keep searching, not be complacent on just one platform, because I get it. I've been there myself. Depending on the role, you could put in the search and you'd be like, wow, there's millions of people on LinkedIn, or you put in a role, there's only 30 in the entire US on LinkedIn, right? So you never want to feel like your success or failure is dictated by LinkedIn search results. Just because 10 people show up doesn't mean there's only 10 people in the entire USA that could be a fit for the role. There could be a lot more, but we just have to be a little bit more savvy, think outside the box, and try to find them. So utilize online, utilize offline. And even to help you with offline is the reason why I'm wearing my merch today, recruitermerch.com. I can't tell you how many times a conversation has turned into a simple lead by someone approaching me saying, hey, Preston, what kind of recruiter are you? Glad you asked. And I give them my pitch. I pick up a business card or contact. I set up a call, maybe perhaps the next day. That turns into a lead, right? Looking to create an awesome, fashionable, comfortable, and cool looking line for recruiters to be proud of who they are, but also most importantly, be functional and attract more businesses and customers to their business. So if you're excited, you want to support, feel free to cop yourself a hat, hoodie, shirts. Would love to see you rocking it. But going back to this, thinking outside the box is really, really important. And just to kind of put everything together, aside from creativity and being level-headed, you've heard me the word consistency every single time. It doesn't matter if your business is going well or if it's not going well, if you're feeling good, you're not feeling good. I just chose to show up every single day, not making any excuses and knowing that there's always something I can do. If you're sitting in a position where you're like, you know what, there's nothing I can do, there is something fundamentally wrong with that situation. You either have all your eggs in one basket with one client, that's not working out, find a new client or join our private community, right? Or if you're putting all your eggs in one basket with one candidate and this candidate's being tough to work with, or you have no idea, or you have a gut feeling that this candidate's not going to go through, find more candidates, be creative, utilize other platforms. Most importantly, work hard and move fast. I hope that this helps you. Really appreciate it. Again, apologies for the setting and the raw footage here, just in the process of moving. Hopefully come back to our regular studio setup, but I appreciate all of you and all of your time. Please consider giving us a like, subscribe, click that bell, would really mean a lot. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you on the next one.